Unbelievable Women talk show featuring Joyce Barton, that's myself, and we have Kelly Brown and Christina Brunette here with us today. And our topic of today's show is finding balance in your life. So we want to give you lots of tips that you can apply to your everyday life to help you with this topic and give you something to take away with you as we present our ideas to you on our Unbelievable Women talk show. So just to take a few minutes to introduce ourselves, I'd like to introduce you to Christina Brunette. And here, Christina, please introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Joyce. My name is Christina Brunette, and I am a relationship marketing specialist and a mommypreneur. I enjoy, helping people and creating and building and growing, and doing this show here. It's just passionate about helping other women. And I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Joyce. Joyce, did you hear me? Or Kelly?
Okay, so just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name, yes. Yeah, we did. Okay. I think we might have a delay with Christina, but I did hear. Okay. So I think we're good. Okay, so my name is Joyce, and I am a transformation coach. And what I do is work with people to help them into a healthier lifestyle. And I do that by helping them to transform their life through the resetting their goals and working towards those goals with my programs and the support that I give them and the tips that we share through the processes that I have. And basically that's what I do. You can visit my website at foodwithjoy.com to find out more. But in the meantime, here's Kelly Brown.
Hi, I'm Kelly Brown, and I'm an artist and fiery entrepreneur. What does that mean? Well, that means I love working with other entrepreneurs, and I love doing it in a very creative way, helping you find your passions and leading you towards your goals in a step-by-step, daily, consistent manner. If you already have the entrepreneurial spirit, fantastic. If you don't, I know we can find it. And back to you.
All right, awesome, awesome. All right, everybody. So again, this is the Unbelievable Women talk show where we are here to inspire women to step into your power. We want you to put away all that negative talk that we hear so much in our lives and really balance, which is our topic for today. But before we get started, we just want to let you know when the shows will be aired and to give you another little tidbit here.
So you are invited to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, that's 10 a.m. Pacific Time, and Thursday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And there is the link there on the slide. So the Unbelievable Women talk show is for guests who wish to hear our views on life and may contain segments of wellness education. This is for information purposes only. The Unbelievable Women talk show does not accept any responsibility for your health or how you choose to use the information shared on this talk show. Back to you, Joyce.
All right, great. So with all that being said, we have to cover that for you so that you know where we are. But today, again, our topic is about finding balance. So before we begin, and we have to say goodbye to Kelly. She's going to run off today, but today's topic, finding balance. As we do this and as we cover our topics, it's really, really important for you to make this your time. We really have to learn how to prioritize ourselves and put ourselves first sometimes. Be a little selfish and take the time to do something good for yourself. Women are such nurturers and always giving for others all the time and splitting ourselves between so many different segments of our life. So it's really important that as you join us on these calls that you make it your time. Turn off your cell phone, close the door, have the kids watch something on TV or play with their dad or something else so that you can have some time for yourself. Sit down with a nice beverage to enjoy and just relax and, you know, step into the moment with us. So before I go into some of the tips and points that I like to talk about as far as ways to find balance in your life, I'd like Christina to share part of her story of how she works as a mommypreneur to bring balance into her life. So
Well, thank
Christina,
you.
if you would share with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Joyce. I appreciate that. And I think, us as mommypreneurs, our moms, entrepreneurs, however you want to call it, we get so busy. And, women in general, we tend to, try to juggle a lot of things at once. We're great multitaskers. And I struggle with maintaining balance. It's a constant effort to try and do that. I'm living this right now with 3 children and a stay-at-home mom and trying to build my business and, just trying to multitask everything. So it's a constant work and effort. And, I think I said earlier, my husband's idea of balance and my idea of balance are 2 different things. So it's a matter of, just trying to work towards an agreement as far as, what we think is best for the family. And, maintaining balance, with a business in the home, we really, in order to build a business that is going to last for years and years and years, we have to be able to maintain balance. And taking time to rest is really key to just getting back into the zone. I think us as women, we don't really do that, especially when we're trying to juggle so many things at once. And, having time with the kids and having time to make dinner and having time to do the business and having time for your spouse. There's just so many things that we have to do during the day. But one of the things that I try to do, I don't always do it, but I try to do it, is, blocking time for certain things on a calendar and, setting goals to get those things done. When I have them scheduled in the calendar, I make that time. So schedule time, to rest and things that can energize you, whether it's taking a walk or going to yoga or, scheduling a fun time with the kids. Blocking out those times and taking, just some little pit stops. Write down 5 to 10 things that really energize you. Put that on your calendar and honor it, and really be, presently present and in the moment. Like Joyce was saying earlier about being in the moment here. Just in everything you do, be in the moment, and you're going to have a lot better production. You're going to get rest. Things are just going to be better all around for you. And it's really, about time managing and managing your time effectively to get that balance that you need in your life. And, booking those types of things in your schedule. Another good idea that I've heard that I'm going to start using is, to actually physically write an agreement with your kids and let them know, when you have scheduled work time at home, when you're working out of the home, that's huge. And I definitely have been guilty of probably working and taking phone calls when I shouldn't. I mean, my kids will tell me when I'm out shopping with my daughter Olivia, if we go out shopping for the day or a mommy-daughter date, she'll tell me, "Mommy, your phone stays at home." So make an agreement with them. Let them know that your time, when you're working, is also valuable, and it's very serious, and it needs to be treated as such. But also, make your kids a part of your business too. Give them jobs to do. That's not just, this is not just my business. This is our family business. This is our business. And give them little jobs to do and rewards. When you get, when your payday comes, give them a payday for helping and, honoring your time when you need to work. And a lot of times, us as women, we become, reactionary to a lot of things, whether it's, taking a phone call or this or that needs to be done. Blocking out these times will help you to have them scheduled and, make sure that you honor it. It's going to help you really take control of your life and get that control back over your life that you need. And I think that's pretty much it, Joyce. I'll go ahead and give it back to you, and we can talk about how, look at the doing some different steps to maintain balance.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank Christina. You know, that was just so on point with points to keep in mind with working with your family. And I love the idea of a payday for your kids too. That keeps them incentivized. I can't pronounce it out right. So that they're, I can't get it out past my lips right. I know what I'm trying to say, but it won't come out.
We know. That's okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But keep them on there, on task with you, and you know, so that they're helping you in the business. And it's important for us as home-based business owners to have that cooperation from our family and have those agreements and understanding, so that you're not feeling frustrated as you're trying to build this business at home. And that way, it's going to help everyone in the long run together. So make them all part of it and bring them into the business. It's a wonderful idea. So yeah, as a transformation coach, that's one of the first things that I do with my clients is to help them see where the balance is in their own life and where it might be out of balance. And so one of the first things I have them do is what I call the circle of life. And you can see on this chart that there are many facets of our lives, especially it just seems that as women we have more going on in our life. Men do too, and you know, certain men probably wouldn't like to hear me say this, that we have so much more going on than they do, but it's just different for us. You know, it's not that we have more than them or they have more responsibilities than us, you know, but as women we seem to be the nurturer and we seem to be the doer for so many other people. And so like I said at the beginning of the show, it's really important for you to prioritize yourself and set some goals and aspirations for yourself in life, so that whenever you are trying to, you know, attain these goals, you have something to measure them with. And the circle of life just gives you it's just a simple little tool that gives you some form of measurement so that you know where you are in your life as far as those aspects go. So if we look at the wheel, and hopefully you might be able to print this wheel out and actually use it for yourself. And what I have found is really good to do is to revisit this maybe once a month or twice a year at the very least, where you're looking at your progress and how your wheel, your circle of life is shaping up for you. Because what you'll see, and I really didn't include a slide with an example of someone's wheel and how out of whack and out of balance it is sometimes. So the way you can discover that is to look at each spoke. We look at each line on here as a spoke on the wheel, and there's 12 spokes here, and we have confidence. There we go. There's Christina's wheel. We have, you know, your confidence level. So how did your wheel turn out? A little wobbly looking. Okay. You're doing the wobble dance.
Yeah, I've got a broken wagon wheel.
So, you know, look at So as you look at these spokes of the wheel, put a little dot, like Christina, as she was showing you, put a little dot on each spoke with a measurement of how you might feel, with the center of the wheel being the weakest and the outside edge of the wheel being the strongest. So if you're feeling pretty strong in something like, let's start with confidence, you know, then you put it up towards the outer edge of the wheel. Or so measure that and do it maybe on a scale of 1 to 5, just so it's kind of easy to find a place there on the spoke. And put a dot there for each one of these spokes, so we have confidence. Education, you know, maybe you have a lot of confidence, but you don't feel you have enough education. And don't misunderstand education. It doesn't have to be a formal education at a 4-year college. You know, it could be self-educated by reading books or joining a group of people that really support and educate you through their life knowledge and methodology of success. So you can measure that education, whatever it means to you, all right? And then that leads into career, and measure where, put a little dot there, how you feel about career. And then from career, what your finances are. So maybe you have, you know, a high education and a pretty nice career, but your finances are still struggling because of various reasons. And so maybe that part of your wheel is off balance right there. Okay, so that's that one segment. Then we move on to health, and just your health in general. You want to think about your health and really give yourself that time to consider the things that are going on with your health, and you want to try and find balance within your health itself. You know, nutritionally, if your body is not strong, then it's really hard for everything else to function well. So if you take a product, for instance, like our Focus product that we have, or any of our liquid nutritionals, they really help to bring your body into balance as far as supporting your health in general. Physical activity is super important, and whatever level of activity that you can attain, you know, is super important for you, but where are you now? So measure yourself on that spoke as far as how much physical activity you think you're giving yourself. And home cooking, you're probably thinking, okay, I don't know about home cooking. Some people would never consider it. I was at the nail salon getting my nails done the other day, and 2 other women in there were talking about cooking at home. And by listening to their description, I don't think that they even know how to use a stove, or they know how to use a microwave, but they don't know how to, you know, there's just that part of their life is missing. And I think that, you know, without home cooking, we're missing a very important vitamin. It's called vitamin L for love, you know, that we're just not putting into the food that we're consuming. So home cooking, measure yourself on that part of the scale and how well you think that you're balancing out in that part. Home environment, okay, how you feel at home. Do you have a you know, pretty functional home environment, or do you feel like you're walking on eggshells a lot? So look at that, or maybe there's just too much activity all the time and you feel like you're pulled in many different directions. But so look at your home environment, see how that might be affecting your balance in life. And relationships. And relationships can mean, you know, again, many things. It could be your romantic relationship, your husband, your boyfriend, your partner, or your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your coworkers. You know, do you feel a lot of stress at work with your coworkers? So take that into consideration and measure yourself where your relationships might be. And social life. Okay, social life is important to some more than it is to others, but how is it for you? How important is that social life, and are you getting the interaction that you crave and you need in to keep your life feeling in balance? So measure that part of your life. And then we have creativity. You know, we all have a creative part of us. We just need to express it in different ways. Some people feel more of a need to express their creativity than others. So where is it for you? Again, so measure your creativity. And last, but of course not least, is your spirituality. And whatever that is for you. We're not talking religion here necessarily. It's just your spirituality and your connectiveness to a higher power of some sort. And measure yourself there again. So once you have each of those dots on your circle of life, then take a pen and connect all those dots. And then you can see that if that wheel was going to turn to get you somewhere in life, how smoothly is that wheel going to turn for you? Okay. And Christina was chuckling, so maybe she wants to share.
I have a pretty rough wheel right now, but that's all part of the process, and just you know, getting better at being more balanced and making more time for things, and it's a learning process. My kids are still young. Joyce, you know, I know that you have 2 older children. You know, how did you maintain balance in your home when you're raising your children and doing everything? I'm sure that you have some stories to share as well.
I have 3 adult daughters, and it was when they were younger, toddler age especially, I barely even remember those years because it was just so much activity of the family goings on that all I could do was shop for the food, cook meals, clean the house, do the laundry, help them with everything that they needed help with, and you know, take care of my husband at the time, and everything. So it was way out of whack at that time, and I wasn't being productive in the ways that I am now. Things have definitely changed for me. My direction has changed. So it was different for me then. But as they grew a little bit older, then, and they were able to help me with the business, because we had always family businesses of some sort. But then they had their activities, and so there's a lot of give and take. So as long as you're aware, I think awareness is a great big part of it. If you're aware of this segment of your life that at that point in time might be a little off kilter, then just be aware of that and work with it, so that it's not going to throw your whole life out of whack, so that you just feel frazzled and can't get anywhere. So just tuck it in where it is and let it be there for now, because you can just know that that will change then as time goes in a different direction. But I just loved your suggestions, Christina, about including the children in on the activities with your business. It makes them part of the whole thing, which you are a family unit. So.
It does. And I think, a lot of us as women too, and moms, and especially when the children are younger and we're trying to do these, we get into a home-based business so that we can be home with our kids. And it is nice to be home with them, but you really have to block and schedule times, and manage your time effectively. And I think that there's a lot of women that really, and I know I do, experience, mommy guilt. Like, I got into this business to actually be home with them, and then sometimes I feel like it's taking, my time away as well too, because I want to build a successful business. But we really have to be better about blocking times for everyone and using time management. And when you're doing that correctly, there's people that can get more done in 4 hours than other people will take all day to do. And if you block out your time and you honor that time and devote that time to either business building activities or being with your children, you'll have more balance in your life and be more productive in everything, and just be in the moment in what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and honor your time that you scheduled there for that, Joyce.
Yes, and I had a very good friend who's also a stay-at-home mom who worked a home-based business similar to what we do, Christina, and she gave me a very good pointer, a good tip that she uses still today. And her kids are older, but you're still very busy because they're still at home. My daughters are all grown women. They're out, and they live in completely different states. They don't even live in Florida here with me. So, but she still has her children, and I know she still uses this system, and it has really worked for her. And you talked, Christina, about blocking out time. So she has her day timer, a regular in your hand, not on the computer, but in your hand day timer that she uses to block out her time, and then she color codes each sort of activity with a different highlighter. So she'll get, like a yellow highlighter and a green highlighter. You can buy them in different colors. So she's blocking out those times in her day, and she knows, okay, in the morning before I have to get the kids ready for school, I have time to organize the calls that I'm going to make later tonight, and, get all that ready. And then the next color block is, the kids, and then the next color block is maybe, she had a job for a while. So then as you're looking at it, you have this really great visual that you can just say, okay, now's my time. And when your family knows you're following that, that's sort of like the agreement you were talking about.
Exactly. And what I love about that too is with the day timer, instead of using Google Calendar or something like that, you're writing it down. Just like when you write down your goals, and when you write something down, it does something, triggers something in your brain, and you're going to be more apt to follow it. I think when you're writing it down, you're going to remember to do it. It's going to become more of a priority. And I love the color-coded markers. I'm going to have to try that too. I haven't color-coded anything yet, but I'll have to get those and do that. It's a good suggestion, Joyce.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. So, as you, Was that a sneeze? God bless you if it was. I wasn't sure if it was a cough or a sneeze. But yeah, as you strive for better balance in your life, just take the time, and it's really important too to take some time for yourself every day. So if it's 10 minutes in the morning and you want to call it a meditation time or just a time for yourself where you are doing nothing more than sitting and breathing nice and deep and relaxed and consistent, and let the thoughts just flow through your mind and recognize them and acknowledge them, and then let them, some people when they talk about meditation, they say let the thoughts flow through till your mind is empty. Well, I don't know if our minds are ever empty, unless you're some very high spiritual being, which I don't know that I'll attain that level, but let the thoughts run through and just see them and recognize them, and then when you're done, and you can write things down for the day to get you going, give you things, and again, like Christina was saying, it's so very important to write things down, little notes, and try to stay organized with these notes too. You don't want to have, notes scratched on paper all over the place. I find it helpful to have just a spiral notebook or some kind of a notebook where all your thoughts are getting written down, or all your things to do are getting written down, and then you can check them off as they're getting done too. So that gives you a feeling of accomplishment, and then you can work towards, again, attaining better balance. Because I think once we have better balance in our life, we can achieve just about anything. And again, you don't want to wait until you have achieved perfect balance, because that never happens. You want to just recognize it and see it and be aware of where you are in your life, and still allow that to move forward no matter what it is. And then you can work on your weak areas to make them better, and let them catch up to the other areas of your life that are a little stronger. Christina, you might have some success. What am I trying to say here? My mind just went blank. Action steps. That's the thing. Some action steps for our listeners to follow this week.
Yeah, definitely. As far as an action step, we want to make sure that we give you guys an action step to do this week. We have this wheel available on our Facebook group. You can go and print this wheel out and find out, where you need balance in your life. Go ahead and do that. And then also, maybe just write down 5 to 10 things that really energize you, that is going to give you time, like Joyce was talking about, just to meditate. But, write down 5 to 10 things that really energize you, that you need to schedule in your time, whether it's going to yoga or the gym, or going, taking a walk. And then schedule and block out those times in your calendar. Get a day timer and write it down. Write it down, and just like you write down your goals, and honor those times. And you're going to be a lot more productive and in the moment and presently present in everything that you do, and be a lot more balanced in your life. And thank you. So is there anything else that you wanted to add, Joyce, before we close out the show?
No, Christina, I think that was great. There were great action steps for everyone to apply. So no, I think you covered it all. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you again for joining us. We definitely appreciate your time, and we're very honored and privileged that you guys decided to join us today. And if you did enjoy this positive message, please, refer us to your friends that you think may be able to benefit from that. You can visit us on our Facebook group, Unbelievable Women Talk Show. You can find us there, and follow us. Would love to see your posts and comments and things that you like about the show. You can use hashtag Unbelievable Women. And then also, in life, most people really desire and need a vehicle that's going to get them from point A to point B. And in business, everyone needs a vehicle that is going to get you from point A to your dreams. And, we just want to let you know, too, and make you aware that we are a group of women that really specialize in helping you set up a home-based business and set it up in a way that you can build a nice income and still have that free time that you're looking for with your family, and in a way that really allows you to have that free time and live a great lifestyle. And if you're in need of a vehicle to help you get you to your dreams, get back to the person that referred you to this show, and they can help you with that. Otherwise, we'll see you again on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And have an unbelievable week, everyone. Thank you so much for your time today.
Everybody have an unbelievable week.